On investigation, officers say there was an altercation that resulted in the arrest of one juvenile male. Another suspect fled on foot before officers could arrive. There is no immediate danger to the community at this point, and we will continue to provide updates as they become available.
The Associate Vice President of Research here at OSU was arrested this weekend for soliciting minors online. The Edmond Police Department arrested 51-year-old Pratul Agarwal in his home Friday. This comes after they received reports of him soliciting minors for lewd photos and attempting to meet them in person. He faces charges of soliciting sexual conduct with a minor, violation of the Computer Crimes Act, and lewd acts with a child under 16. Agarwal has not been formally charged at this time.
A Payne County commissioner is sounding the alarm over how much water a new Google data center could drain from Stillwater's supply. Commissioner Rhonda Markham told state lawmakers the complex, which could eventually include 6 data centers, might use more than 8 million gallons of water a day to cool the computers and generate electricity. City leaders say Stillwater's water rights from Kaw Lake are more than enough to handle the demand, but Markham worries about the future droughts and the long-term impact. Officials say Google will help fund water system upgrades before any expansion moves forward.
With federal SNAP benefits set to run out this weekend, tribal nations across Oklahoma are stepping up to keep families fed. More than 685,000 Oklahomans rely on SNAP to buy groceries. If funding runs out November 1st, tribes plan to expand food programs, stock pantries, and even host food tailgates to help people in need. Leaders with the Cheyenne and Arapaho, Wichita, and Muskogee nations say they're gathering resources and coordinating with food banks, calling it an all-hands-on-deck moment. They're also urging citizens to contact their lawmakers, saying politics in Washington shouldn't come at the cost of putting food on the table. This comes as a new message on the USDA's website blames congressional Democrats for failing to fund the government.
One couple is stranded in Jamaica as Hurricane Melissa makes landfall over the country. Steve and Cheryl McKinley of Asher, Oklahoma were vacationing on the island when they learned the storm was heading their way. By the time they tried to leave, the final plane had already left just an hour earlier. The couple now says they're hunkering down as the eye of Melissa is expected to pass directly over them. They say staff have boarded up windows and are helping guests shelter in place, as friends and family back home pray for their safety. We will provide more information on Melissa's track later in the show.
Well, it's that time again to check in with Aaron Stinson, who's in the studio with our week preview. What's going on this week, Aaron?
Well, there's really not much going on this week, but let's check it out. Starting in the NBA, the Thunder will return from their road trip tomorrow night as they take on the Sacramento Kings. Tip off at 7. Just an hour after tip at the Tower Theater in OKC, Eric Johnson, the guitarist behind Cliffs of Dover, is live at 8. And finally, Canadian pop sensation Tate McRae is at the BOK Center in Tulsa at 7:30 on Wednesday. Well, that's all I got. Back to you guys.
It was a perfect fall day here in Stillwater, but what about those overnight temps? Tyler Tripodi is in the Weather Center with our evening forecast. What can we expect, Tyler?
Well, you can say that again. It was definitely a perfect day out there. Cool, crisp, beautiful, a little overcast, but right now we're looking at about 62 degrees here in Stillwater, 62 the real feel. We've got a little bit about a 7-mile-per-hour wind kind of coming up out of the east, but if we take a look off the side of campus, we can see those clouds kind of sticking around, that crisp fall air really starting to take effect, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. For right now, I'll send it back to you guys at the desk.
All right, Tyler. When we return, Stillwater schools are planning for new advancements. We'll tell you where the money came from. The Dailyo returns right after this.
Got a computer issue? Meet AB Computers, Stillwater's trusted experts in computer repairs. We understand how important your devices are to you. That's why we offer fast turnaround times, so you're never disconnected for long.
Hello, my name is Roger Smith. I'm the owner of AB Computers here in Stillwater. I offer excellent services for repairs, upgrades, custom build of systems. I do Mac and PC repair. I've got best prices on pretty much everything you can look for.
We service all types of computers, from PCs and gaming rigs to tablets and everything in between. Whatever your tech needs, AB Computers is your one-stop solution. Whether it's a locked screen, a sluggish system, or any other tech trouble, AB Computers has you covered. Visit us at 211 North Perkins Road, Suite number 10, right next to Walmart. Our new location offers easy access and plenty of parking, making it more convenient than ever to get the expert help you need.
Ace in the Bowl Salsa started many, many years ago. I was trying to find a recipe to take to a family gathering, and so I started messing around with different recipes, and I took a little bit from here and a little bit from there, and I came up with a salsa that is truly unique. Ace in the Bowl Salsa is an olive oil-based salsa with tomatoes, green chilies, green onions, and black olives. There's no sugar added, it's gluten-free, low calorie, low carb, low fat, low sodium. So it's a very, very, very good alternative to any snack you may want. As of right now, I'm just looking to be in Oklahoma and having a successful business within the state. If my grandkids could ever take it over when they're old enough, that would be my dream.
The massive donation from Google, Stillwater High School is using the money toward their new career center. The new building comes in light of the $600,000 donation that Stillwater Public School received from Google. Superintendent Tyler Bridges says the district has been in contact with Google to improve the existing technology and programs in the district. The donation will not be used for the construction of the new building, but will be used to develop the new center. Stillwater Public Schools is constructing a new high school that will hold the new center. The new high school is part of the plan that is set to finish by the 2026 and 2027 school year.
It's looking like another cool evening, but let's check back in with Tyler to see what we can watch out for these next few days. Tyler?
That's right, we are going to be looking at another cool evening, so let's take a look at the radar. As we can see, nothing really in the state except that cloud coverage that we've been talking about throughout the night. That's going to continue to push east across the state and go off that way. However, we do have a little bit of a rain system that's going to be making its way kind of into northern Oklahoma. We will see some of that rain overnight into tomorrow. If we look at that, we can go ahead and we can see this nice rain band kind of making its way across the state. That'll be somewhere in the realm of about 5 to 10 a.m., so tomorrow morning, make sure you're watching out for those rain showers. However, as we move into Wednesday, we can see that that system kind of clears up here in Missouri. A tail end of it will kind of flip back here into the Bartlesville, Tulsa area. However, I don't really see, insane rain chances here in the state. What to watch out for, though, we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about those AM rain showers again. Tomorrow morning, make sure you've got an umbrella, a poncho, something with you. Nothing crazy, but definitely going to be some rain showers in the area tomorrow morning. On top of that, we've got some nighttime freezes on the way. Those temperatures starting to get down into 34, 35, even a chance of below freezing, 32, 31. Definitely something to keep an eye on, especially as we get ready for Halloween. And finally, we continue our march toward fall. Those temperatures going on that gradual decline, that slide that we've been talking about. That's all I've got for right now. We'll talk about the rest of it in the 7-day forecast coming up later. Right now, back to you guys.
Thanks, Tyler. We'll be on the lookout. When we return, a massive hurricane makes landfall in the Caribbean. We'll show you where the storm is headed next and how large the impact will be.
And trade talks continue as President Trump travels to Asia this week. We'll tell you what is being discussed. The Dailyo returns right after this.
We would design something, it was set on the counter, and people was either, if enough of them said, this isn't it never made to the line. Dad was excited that they're all original. They were all designed on Mom's kitchen table, and it gets in your blood after a while.
We're very happy that Pamela and Michael have taken over the business and kept the family going.
We took the business over in 2017. When we found that it was available, we wanted to keep the legacy of family alive, but it was also incredible products that deserved to be a part of Made in Oklahoma's story. We were a part of Made in Oklahoma years ago, and so it kind of grew as Made in Oklahoma grew.
Oklahoma is ingrained into everything that we did. We've been here most of our life. That's what we entailed our whole business on, was the Oklahoma homegrown feeling.
Deep Fork Foods started in 2014. We started off with our nut products, and now we produce everything from jarred products to cookie mixes and pancake mixes and dried products for people, as well as our spice blends. Now we produce over 168 different products for ourselves and about 20 to 30 other companies in Oklahoma.
I'm Cindy Stewart. I'm one of the owners of Deep Fork Foods. We've gone from just making our own stuff and doing just small things to being able to co-pack and work with other companies and individuals within Oklahoma and across the United States as well.
I'm just really thankful for the journey that we've had so far and really look forward to the future where we're taking Deep Full Foods and being able to provide more value for Oklahoma and its economy as well as all the people within the state.
I love the opportunities that being in a food business provides. I absolutely love sharing food and good stories with people, so this just gives us another connection. And I can't wait to see where this path takes us with it.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alba when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that, had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.
As we discussed earlier, Hurricane Melissa has strengthened into a powerful Category 5 storm, with dangerous winds and flooding slamming Jamaica tonight. Let's head over to Tyler Tripodi in the Weather Center with how this storm is turning out to be and how it could impact the rest of the Caribbean. Tyler?
Rema, I want to make one thing incredibly clear right off the bat. This is a life-threatening storm. Category 5, sustained miles per hour winds of 175 miles an hour. The millibars on this storm down at 906. This is an incredibly powerful, incredibly dangerous storm. What we're looking at right now is a satellite image from earlier today of the lightning strikes inside of Hurricane Melissa's eye wall, as well as on the outer bands. Now, this is just kind of a tool I'm using to show you how massive and how powerful this storm really has become. However, if we take a look at that radar, we can see right now the center of the storm sitting here off the coast of Jamaica right now. As we talked about, Category 5, 175 mile per hour winds. This is one of the biggest storms the Caribbean and the Atlantic has really ever seen. Not the biggest by any stretch of the imagination, but this is going to cause a mass amount of damage, specifically on the island of Jamaica. That eye wall expected to make landfall tomorrow morning at about 7 a.m. The outer bands of that storm made landfall this morning at around 7 a.m. So 24 hours of constant bombardment from this storm is really going to weaken Jamaica's kind of entire infrastructure, as well as a lot of the cities and communities there. Once it moves through the communities in Jamaica, it'll come up here through Cuba, at which point it'll weaken to a Category 3 storm. We do still expect some life-threatening winds as well as flash flooding in Cuba before it makes its way up north of Turks and Caicos and then makes its way out into the Sargasso Sea, where it'll eventually fizzle out into a post-tropical depression. However, the one thing I want to highlight, if you are in Jamaica, if you are in Cuba, if you are in Haiti, you need to seek shelter immediately, and you need to stay there. This is an incredibly dangerous, life-threatening storm. I do expect fatalities out of this. It's sad to say, but our thoughts and prayers go out to the people in these nations because this really is one of the more powerful storms we've seen in this region. That's all I've got for right now. Back to you guys at the desk.
Yeah, prayers for everybody. There could be a major breakthrough in U.S. and China trade talks. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the two countries have reached a framework deal to avoid a new 100% tariff on Chinese goods, and that President Trump and China's President Xi could meet soon to finalize it. Bessent says the talks also focused on China's restrictions on rare earth minerals, which are crucial for electronics and defense technology. The agreement could diffuse months of tension between the world's two largest economies.
The president arrived in Tokyo today, meeting Japan's Emperor Naruhito at the Imperial Palace. The last time Trump met with the emperor was in 2019. Trump says he is considering extending his Asia trip to include a meeting with North Korea leader Kim Jong-un. He says he'd love to meet with him if he'd like to meet. Trump and Kim last met in 2019 at the demilitarized zone after nuclear talks broke down. Since then, Kim has expanded his weapons program and has insisted he'll only negotiate with the U.S. if the U.S. recognizes North Korea as a nuclear power.
An update on the jewel heist in France. 2 suspects have been arrested. One suspect was stopped at Paris's Charles de Gaulle airport while trying to flee to Algeria. The other was arrested in the Paris metro. Both men in their 30s with prior criminal records. The heist involved 4 masked thieves using a stolen truck and lift to access the Apollo Gallery in just 7 minutes. They fled on motorbikes, leaving behind tools that provided key DNA clues. Investigators warned that the jewels, including diamond and emerald set crowns, could be dismantled and smuggled abroad, making recovery much harder.
Cowboy football suffers another loss on the road. Landon Patz is in the Sports Corner with what went wrong again right after this.
My name's Dennis Abernathy. Lived here since 1968, and I consider myself one of Stillwater's oldest original family jewelers. Here at Dennis the Jeweler, we're more about personal service. My father always told me that anybody can sell the jewelry, and what we're doing is completely different, learning to do the repair work. That is one thing that will keep your business alive, because anybody can sell it, but not anybody can fix it. To me, jewelry is very, very personal. Every piece of jewelry has its own story, and I get to hear hundreds of stories from my clients, which I love to hear. There's always a story with it. I mean, you buy a piece of jewelry for a show of appreciation, a sign of love. There are a lot of different aspects for jewelry when you purchase it.
Thank you for coming to Stay and Play Pet Resort. This is where we can board your pet at any time for your convenience and make them feel at home. We have 5 different kennels for your pet. We have luxury suites that come with TV, camera, fireplace. The webcam is at your free. We have Kitty City where you can board your cat for multiple different prices. Stay and Play Pet Resort offers a free chauffeur service. If you go to Baker Animal Clinic, you can drop your pet off anywhere between 7:30 a.m. and no later than 8 a.m. Stay and Play Pet Resort offers a game day sports package. For $37, you can drop your dog off during the game day as early as 7:30 in the morning. Policy states you do not have to pick up your pet up until 1 hour after the game. At Stay and Play Pet Resort, we thrive to treat your best and give them the best at-home feeling.
Welcome back to the Daily-O and welcome into the Sports Corner. I'm Landon Patz. Thanks for joining in. Cowboy football continued their disaster season down in Lubbock over the weekend. Our very own Alyssa Brandon has a breakdown of the shutout loss.
Well, Oklahoma State knew it was really in for a tough matchup versus Big 12 favorite Texas Tech Red Raiders, but what they didn't know is that it would really be more of a bloodbath, walking out with a 42-0 shutout loss in Jones AT&T Stadium. Logan Ward kicked off the game for an eager Cowboy football team, and almost immediately it was over. Jacoby Williams' 99-yard kickoff return touchdown was just the beginning of a long game. A blocked punt would then put the Red Raiders in favorable position to go up 13-0.
Is that what you want to occur coming into a nationally ranked team's house on the road and being spotting them 13 from the jump? No, but at that point, you just got to hunker down and play next one.
Fumbles and the inability to throw the ball killed the Cowboys on offense. On defense, though it gave up 42 points, the front seven forced Texas Tech's worst performance in the running game all season.
I was looking at the numbers, we hold those guys to 88 yards rushing. Them running the ball was a huge emphasis, and having any chance at all, I knew we had to stop it. So I'm excited that our front seven was able to go out there, compete, and get it done.
With a comfortable lead, Texas Tech cycled through 3 quarterbacks en route of OSU. Oklahoma State, searching for any sliver of hope to finish the season, falls to 1-7. Reporting from Jones AT&T Stadium, Alyssa Brandon, The Daily-O.
Well, Cowboy football season may not have much to look forward to. Cowboy basketball is geared up and ready for the regular season. The Pokes had their second and final exhibition game this season, losing to SMU 86-71. After leading for most of the first half, the Cowboys couldn't catch back up with the Mustangs after allowing a 13-point run. Victorious Miller stood out for the Pokes, scoring 16 points in just 20 minutes. With the season 1 week away and players in and out of the lineup, head coach Steve Lutz is still figuring out for his starters. The Cowboys open up their season November 4th against Oral Roberts here in Stillwater. Cowgirls soccer is still in search of a conference win with only 1 match remaining on this season. The Cowgirls dropped to West Virginia on the road 2-0. The Mountaineers are hopeful for the conference title with a 7-3 conference record. Cowgirl keeper Logan Marks is leading the Big 12 in saves, adding 8 to her already total of 90 this season. With their last game of this season this Thursday against Baylor, the Cowgirls are hoping to end the season with a win. While the current Pokes teams are struggling, the future is looking brighter than ever. Cowboy Wrestling 2026 commit Jax Forrest earned gold at the U23 World Championships this weekend. At the age of 18, yes, I said 18, this was Forrest's first age group world gold and put the U.S. men's freestyle team in first place. Across 4 matches, Forrest collected 55 points. And in 2021, Forrest earned silver at the U17 World Championships, now adding to his world's hardware. Well, that's a look from the Sports Corner today, but don't go anywhere. Your favorite furry friends are putting on their most spooktacular costumes. Emmy and Rama have it right after this.
I'm Travis Taylor. I'm the general manager for the Hotel Indigo Tulsa Downtown. I have a real good understanding of the food scene in Tulsa, and I've loved to see the way it's evolved over the years, and I'm glad to be part of it.
My name's Kevin Kyle. I'm the executive chef. I started here, the idea was to do something local. Everything that we try to do has Oklahoma products.
Tulsa is a big oil boom when we were the oil capital in the early 1900s. How Route 66 put Tulsa on the map. And the menu around that was, well, what would an oil worker take out in their lunchbox? That's how Prospect kind of came from.
We never get crazy busy, so we can do a lot of different things with food. And we can do things like wine dinners and have local dinners. We have a private dining room that people can come.
I think being at the heart of the old Route 66 has kind of weighed into us getting a lot of different things brought in from different areas of the United States. When I taste something on our menu for the first time, the first thing I go is, that's Tulsa.
My name's Kayla. I've been here since the beginning, so 4 years. Scratch is more focused on farm and mostly made in Oklahoma products, keeping it local. Sustainability is our biggest thing. That's one of the reasons why this place opened.
I've been the chef here at Scratch for 2.5 years. Started here as a line cook. Our food and drinks are a bit separate entities almost inside the restaurant. So the food is now up to 85% of the products we bring in are raised or grown locally. It's all based off of things that I grew up eating in southern Oklahoma, the things my grandparents ate.
Fresh food, clean food, organic food, sustainability, that's all of our thing. From front of house to back of house, we're able to maintain both with freshness. But made in Oklahoma means we get it straight from the farms that are 20, 30 minutes, another little county away. We get it straight from them.
Sean Diddy Combs is getting out of prison sooner than expected. Abby Walson has that and more in our A-List update. Abby?
Yeah, that's right, guys. Combs was sentenced to 50 months in prison earlier this month on 2 charges of interstate prostitution. He was credited with time served while he was awaiting his trial over the summer. Combs avoided more serious charges like racketeering and prostitution after being acquitted and is still claiming his innocence. Although the prosecution pushed for 11 years in prison, the judge ordered the 50-month sentence and a $500,000 fine. According to the Federal Bureau of Prisons, Combs will be released on May 8, 2028. After he is released, he will be required to attend regular probationary hearings and stay clean from drugs. That's all I have from your A-List update. Back to you guys at the desk.
With spooky season finally here, Pete's Pet Posse is having its own Halloween costume contest. Just look at these cute furry friends. The campus-wide organization is hosting the contest for Stillwater natives to vote on which furry friend has the best costume. Pete's Pet Posse is known for being a resource for students who just need a break from coursework to play with these adorable animals. Voting for this contest is now live and will close on Wednesday.
Today we're celebrating some of America's finest. It's National Navy Day. The day honors the men and women who've served and continue to serve in the United States Navy. From the deep blue seas to missions around the globe, Navy Day recognizes their courage, commitment, and service to our country. So whether you have a sailor in the family or just want to say thank you, today's the day to show your support for our Navy heroes.
Well, before we go, let's go back to the Weather Center where Tyler Tripodi has our 7-day forecast. Tyler?
right, and I want to start by thanking all the brave men and women who serve in the Navy. My grandfather served, so it's a special cause to me. Now, talking about that 7-day forecast, like I said, we are going to be looking at those kind of lower temperatures coming in. Rainfall in the morning tomorrow, and then it should clear up. Still be cloudy out, but nothing too crazy. High of 60. However, as we move on into the rest of the week, we can see on Wednesday, those temperatures start to decline. 54 our high Thursday. The sun comes back out, and that'll include a little bit of a warm-up, 61. However, those lows start going down, 34 degrees, 38, 39. I do expect some of these to kind of go down a little bit with wind chills. I don't know if we're going to see freezing yet. That'll be something we'll check back later in the week on. However, it is possible. But I do want to warn about Friday. For those of you who celebrate, that's Halloween. The nighttime temperature, 38 degrees Fahrenheit. So no matter what your costume is, make sure you have a jacket or some extra layers with you when you go out. It is going to be incredibly cold out at night. As we get into the weekend, those temperatures will climb a little bit, 64 and 73 the highs. Sunshine continuing on into next week for Monday, where we'll see a high of 69 degrees. And that cool down will again begin. But that's all we've got for the Weather Center. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, Tyler. That's a look at today's headlines. Thank you for joining us.
Make sure to check out the Daily O tomorrow and the rest of the week for the latest happening here in Stillwater and across the state. For the Daily O, I'm Ray McColeman.
And I'm Emmy Sangalai. Have a great night, everyone.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alva when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that, had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.
Pecans are staple to Oklahoma. In fact, many of our native pecans come from trees that are older than Oklahoma statehood.
My father's the one that got us started into the pecan picking. I was probably 10 or 12 years old, and we started off with one little mechanical picker that you pulled behind a four-wheeler. Then we'd go home at night and we'd clean them on a TV tray. I guess watching my dad work hard when we were young, and people started trusting him and getting more and more groves, we just kept growing.
Being a relatively new and fresh company, we get to sit in the same room with people who have been a part of the Oklahoma economy for decades.
It's opened a lot of doors. It's gave us quite a bit of exposure, and I think people, will take a small company like us a little more serious. We're just going to continue growing as long as our community lets us and our customers keep on buying, and we'll see where it takes us.
I'm Travis Taylor. I'm the general manager for the Hotel Indigo Tulsa Downtown. I have a real good understanding of the food scene in Tulsa, and I've loved to see the way it's evolved over the years, and I'm glad to be part of it.
My name's Kevin Kyle. I'm the executive chef. I started here, the idea was to do something local. Everything that we try to do has Oklahoma products.
Tulsa is a big oil boom when we were the oil capital in the early 1900s. How Route 66 put Tulsa on the map. And the menu around that was, well, what would an oil worker take out in their lunchbox? That's how Prospect kind of came from.
We never get crazy busy, so we can do a lot of different things with food. And we can do things like wine dinners and have local dinners. We have a private dining room that people can come.
I think being at the heart of the old Route 66 has kind of weighed into us getting a lot of different things brought in from different areas of the United States.